Love is true love, which is the same thing as honest, right? Right, the right way. The lie is dishonest, which is the wrong way. Wrong way. In relation to going forward, which life is. Life is going forward. It's becoming, it's happening. So you cannot go against life, which means that if you dishonesty, you dis-love and you dis-life, which makes you dislike your experience. All from your choice. If you stand on the ground and you wish to see what the future holds as you are on your path, if you're out walking, you are on ground level and you want to see your path ahead of you, what do? Do you climb a tree? Or do you pick up a shovel and start digging a hole in the ground? Because this becomes a metaphor of honesty or dishonesty. If you want to be a part of your life experience to the extent that you will get a feedback loop from your own investment to the point where you can feel it intuitively, then you be honest. Then you dis-lies. You be true love, which makes you feel high, like you're up in the tree. And you can feel the future intuitively. You will get signs also, but you will feel the future in excitement, in a positive, exciting vibe of just fun. Everything is consciousness and everything is choice, and the play of consciousness is what it's all about. You play with consciousness. You play games with yourself as either a liar or an authentic, honest human being, all in relation to yourself. So some might say, well, I don't lie. I don't walk around lying all day. I don't go to work and lie to my coworkers. I don't lie to my kids. I believe you. I believe that you are a truthful, honest human being. And people might say that, well, I'm not like that, and I don't steal, and I don't rob, and I don't use other people, and all of these things. And I believe you. You may not lie to your coworkers, your children. You may be an honest working person that would never take one cookie without asking. I believe you. But the truth of the matter is no matter at all. It's not about the actions. It's not about the outside. It's not about the periphery. It's always about the core. The core in Swedish is called kärna, which is really close to the word stjärna, which is called star, which is what you are, a star in your experience. So what is the lie about? The dishonesty. It's about affirmation and acknowledgement. It's about what you speak in relation to yourself. It's not about what happens as an action in the periphery. It's not in the outside. It's at the core of your being. How honest are you in relation to yourself as to not condemn yourself and keep justifications that are actually condescending? Because that's a debit, a negative investment in energy that you withhold inside your core. And that holds you back. So everything is attraction in the universe based upon truth or lie, honesty or dishonesty. The more honest you are, which is not an achievement and it's not a performance, but it becomes the play nonetheless, because it's what you stem from, it's what you originated from, it's what you emanate that will be your communication, that will receive a universal response. So forget about everybody else. Just mind your own business and don't judge yourself. And don't pick up a shovel, start digging in the ground. If you want to see where you're going. What that metaphor is about is actually awareness. It's actually about just being aware of, well, what's actually going on? Where am I? Where am I in relation to distance or connectivity at the core of my being? That's what it is. So what's in between there becomes the play of playing a little bit of villain, playing a little bit of hero, playing a little bit of devil, playing a little bit of God. Just this ping pong, which is you can release yourself completely from the devilish perception, because it's all a perception. But perception is in relation to what we carry in karma and what can only be brought out into the light in humility and honesty, in a non-judgmental conductivity. Or else there will be some form of justification, which means a hold. And by implication, you say to yourself, I want to hold on to this darkness. And then you prevent yourself. It's like you have a hose that just brings on the flow of water. And you can receive it all. It just comes. Endless, limitless, and makes for everything. Water is life. And as you are being dishonest at the core of your being with some form of justification, you put a fold on that hose, and the amount of life you experience in perception of what could be might be 25%. So there's a lot lacking. But maybe you're satisfied anyway and accept this pain and resistance. But that hurts you, and it hurts your environment, your family, your co-workers. So you see, it's all energy. You can't hide from yourself. Wherever you go, there you are, which means your emotional comprehension, as in understanding love, more or less. Fear is death, love is life. The more you understand love, the more life you experience. The more death, the more fear, the more lie. Somebody committing suicide or committing murder might have just one lie at the core that can be really tough to acknowledge. A star wants recognition. It wants to be affirmed and acknowledged. It needs to confess its true color, which is colorless, which is spiritual. If the star comes out in a false nuance, it's lying in relation to itself and will have to struggle as this image has been approved and celebrated by the masses. And it will have a hard time to drop that, as the original affirmation was in a nuanced instead of a clear image. That's why people at the top also commit suicide, because it becomes very demanding not to be yourself. It's demanding not to be yourself all alone in fear and darkness. And it's demanding to not be yourself in all of that attention, because both will create a lot of pressure as to perform when both are actually a lie. This is a lie of not recognizing love. This is a lie of nuancing love, but not as in being authentic, which becomes a representation of love that is not honest. So it's a false image too. You can only be yourself. You can only be who you are. And the more you are what you is, the more successful you will be in a clear, true image. That's a given. It's not exactly rocket science. So what do you want? It's like this guy on YouTube, the real Peter Griffin. He does it really well, and he looks like Peter Griffin too. I think it's entertaining to watch. But he has also created this image in what he does. And it might be hard for him to do something else. Not for him per se, but in relation to people that have made up their mind in a mental structure regarding the concept that he has become. That's the problem. It's just like MC Hammer. He changed his name to Hammer, and people couldn't stand that. And people have had difficulties with other artists that have changed their name too. My approach at this is to do all of this in advance, to be as clear, to be like finished with all of that, to be the authentic version of myself in truth and honesty as much as I can, and then choose a name for myself that I find suiting for what that is, and just release and deliver myself all baked just to continue to be that for the rest of my life. And the name I chose is Joyiz Goody. First name Joyiz and the last name Goody, because it's beautiful and it's fun. And that's who I am. That's who I really am. Just fun. I like to have fun. I like to play. I like to play with consciousness. I like to play universal master, but in relating in humility. That's what I like. And I like for others to do that as well, because it's fun and it makes for a cool experience. Everything we want is cool. God wants cool. God makes galaxies and all of the stuff. That's the coolest. Disliking is not cool. Never. Like being like difficult, that's not cool. Being a model at a photo shoot to deliver like some new clothes, looking like you want to take your own life, is like the worst piece of shit. It's not cool. Look at this jacket and this. I hate that. No, I don't hate it, but I resent that. I don't like it because it brings for a gloomy, dissatisfied, uncool experience for all. And it's a source of inspiration for young people looking up to an industry that is full of gloomy, suicidal bullshit. It's like we have an art piece up here at one of the sides on a building up at the grocery store, with a face that's like, the eyes are like in fear and the mouth is not smiling. Why not make that face like, maybe 2 thumbs up, and just have that, and people walk by that and yeah, that's funny, and just boost some positivity and some fun, and just write a bunch of affirmations around it. Just fun stuff. People don't even have to read it, because the subconscious mind picks these things up subliminally. So as you write, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am kind, I am good enough, I am love. If you write that around that face in a lot of color and emotion, people will pick up on that subliminally or consciously. Subliminally means subconsciously, because it all goes in, there's no filter. Consciously is like looking at it, reading it. The world can be different if we understand that we get what we give. If we give ourselves what we want. Do you get that? Do you understand that? With a focused attention and energy on what you desire is what you experience. With what you don't desire, what you dislike, and what you don't want to be a part of your life, with a focused attention and energy on, becomes your experience. I don't want to live. I don't want to live anymore, is what you get. I would like to live as much as possible. I would like to experience more. I would like to try more things. I would like to, there is just so much food that I haven't eaten. I would like to see all kinds of countries. I would like to meet all kinds of people. I love diversity. I love culture. I wonder how many music styles I haven't heard. Probably like 100,000, because there's just impossible ways to digest and consume everything. So it's a never-ending story of positivity, experiences of positivity, possibilities. It's a world of love. It's a paradise. If we make it that. If we stop being passive, not participating, and actually standing there with a shovel in the ground saying, I love my life. I don't want anything else but to live. Ariana Grande music playing in the background. It's just shit. It's shit. Stop listening to that shit. It's suicide. When I hear her songs, I hear like a razor blade touching the wrist and like a mouthful of pills dropping out at the same time, just singing. Don't listen to it. The music itself is the razor blade and the pills. Everything is about frequency and vibration. It's about vibe and what you maintain inside yourself. When you listen to that kind of music, it brings that vibe in you. And that can be functional if you need to release something. But if you don't release it and just listen to this and stay in that energy, it means that you are a victim to your own energy attack. You create the circumstances of being gloomy. Maybe have a glass of wine to that. And you might as well just drink a little bit of arsenic or cyanide to it. And just fade away. Or you bright up. Just be the light. The light is positive energy. It's honesty. It's getting your shit together. And you don't have to do that in one day. But you need to do that a little bit every day. I am joy. I chose the name Joyiz because it has joy in it. And it's my choice to make my life bright. And I also like noise, actually. So I spell it with a Z. Joyiz. Joyiz. Joyiz Goody. And Goody is treats. And I like to treat myself with love, with positivity. So I'm Joyiz Goody. I don't have a legal document to give you to show that this is my name, because I don't give a shit. I give myself my own name. I will try to make it legal, and if they discard that, I don't care. They have nothing to do with that. They don't have control over me. I have control over me. I am who I am. This is my life. There's not going to be some moron sitting at an office reviewing this application saying from their perspective of control, no. They don't get to choose that. So I don't care. I don't care. But I'm going to try it anyway. And I need to get a new passport again. Because I've already changed my name. But I don't want to keep my first name. And I don't want to keep my last name. Because I'm independent. Because I'm self-realized. And I'm starting fresh. With no history. As I am. You see? So I create myself. I don't do that in vindictive war tactics. I do that in joy. Joyiz Goody. That's not a hostile name. I think it's a very sweet name. And it's a positive name. And it's fun. And it takes off the drama of ego personality. and just makes a bit of fun of myself. 25 minutes. Maybe I can keep this under 7 hours today. Be true. Be you. Be authentic. Relate to yourself. Live your life. And things happen. Things will resolve. God is not in need of anything, and you are God, which means that worry is a concept because it stems from a thought that, well, maybe, so it's a concept. Faith is non-conceptual, which has no thought, just is, just resolves, everything just becomes, everything just happens, everything is just a positive, high resolution. Naturally, it's the worry that brings the fold. Or maybe it's just like fold, release, fold, release, fold. It's like instead of like noises, just continuous. All right. I love you. Bye.